Hello, guys, and welcome to another stream on the Worldwide Chelsea channel. It's your host Matt back again, and I'm joined by some wonderful guests. Starting with Alfred as usual. Alfred, how you doing, my friend?
I am very well, thank you. I am currently house sitting for my sister. It is 3:30 a.m. For some reason, her heater won't work, and I am friggin' freezing. But other than that, I am very good. Always happy to be back having a chat with the lads, and not too long before another game of the wonderful Chelsea Football Club.
At least you have that beautiful hoodie to keep you warm, right?
Yes.
Where can they get that bad boy?
Yes.
It is a wonderful hoodie. It's a wonderful hoodie. But
Well,
Alfred, it shows.
Get yours
Yes,
some.
it shows the dedication you have, Alfred. You're here at 3:30 in the morning, and that Jambroni Carlito can't even get here on time. Again, the cone owner can't even get here on time. What do I say?
Well, where's the
Turns
other
up-
co-owner at?
Oh, they're all useless. They don't turn up like Mason Mount. Don't turn up at all.
So,
But anyway, just how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. I've been missing some club football, even though our club football right now sucks. It's still better than nothing. It's like the old saying, a bad day golfing is still better than the best day working. So even a bad game of Chelsea is still better than no Chelsea. And so I'm here for it. I'm just ready to go and looking forward to putting 3 points on the board.
Definitely. And a welcome back to Andrew, who I haven't spoke to in a long time. Andrew, how you doing?
I'm all good, Matt. I won't bring up our behind the scenes dispute that you and I have. No, only joking. That's all good. Yeah, all good. Have you ever noticed that when your team's playing well, international duty goes really slow, but when your team's playing crap, it goes really quick?
True.
So,
I guess in this case, time flies when you're not having fun.
yeah, exactly. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all good. I'm at the point where I just want this game over and done with tomorrow so I can move on with the weekend. So, but I'm all good. Good to be back.
And of course, lateness is greatness. Carlito finally arrives. How are you, Carlito?
Yeah. Streaming Demon. Stream God. The king of the streams.
Streaming Diva.
Yeah, that too. That's very fair. Journalism strikes again, guys. I'm going to get into it once we have a couple more viewers, but journalism strikes again, and it strikes really hard yet again on the head of Chelsea because of course Chelsea. And it's no longer funny or it's no longer irritating. It's a parody. It's a parody of itself. And I want to talk about it eventually.
Yes, we will get into it. Big after Surinaf with the $5.5 super chat. I didn't know you could do 50p's. Oh well. Big up Matt, Carlito, Alfred, Jared, and Andrew. Big up the Worldwide Chelsea family. Let's gear up for Aston Villa. Big shout out for Worldwide Chelsea merch store. So go check that out after this video once we have finished and buy all your latest merch there. So international break is over. We have another game. We actually have 9 games coming up in the next month. Thick and fast. Hopefully it's either the make or break for Potter and a lot of these players. Let's hope it's for the make because I'd rather go forward and not backwards. But there you go. Alfred, I'll start with you. Are you confident for this game?
Yeah, I am. I think we've been showing some pretty good football recently, even though it hasn't been perfect. Obviously, for example, I'm still hurting from what happened to me 2 weeks ago, from those bastards equalizing in the 89th minute and costing me $700. But overall, I thought we put in a fairly good effort. We did have more than enough chances to win the game, I felt, and I think it'll be the same against Aston Villa. I'm just hoping this time we convert our chances and start getting some more wins going on a run again and see what we can do about our very, very little chances of making top four. I still think it's only very, very slightly possible, but very, very difficult. I mean, it's probably more realistic to say that it's done, but you never know in the Premier League with all the unpredictability and the crazy points that teams drop. If we happen to go on a good enough run, it just might happen. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, they always say it's not over till the fat lady sings. Well, the fat lady is on the stage. She's turning on the mic, ready to sing. We just need someone from the crowd to tackle her and stop her from singing. But there you go. Jesters, are you confident for this game, or am I going to have negative Nancy from you?
Well, FYI, I need to full disclosure. Thick and fast is what the ladies used to call me in high school. So just like no, I think we're going to get.
You were rubbish in the classroom and fast on the track. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think it's anatomy.
I mean, well, fast ain't going to get you anywhere in that department.
So, come on, folks. We got to lighten the mood a little bit. Come on. So, yeah, I'm thinking 3 points tomorrow. Why not? Why be negative? There's plenty of time to be negative if it doesn't happen, right? You can be negative afterwards. Why be negative beforehand? There's been so much negativity around the club and the lineups and who's right and who's wrong and all that crap.
Oh, is that right,
I just want to watch the game in peace and watch us do something we haven't done in a while and dominate a game. I just want to see it one time. I haven't seen it yet this year to dominate a 90. I want to see it once before the season ends. And maybe this is the game that happens. Let's just hope. I mean, that's what I hope every time we go into a match. And why not? If you're, like I said, you have plenty of time to be negative and wring your hands and call players crap or the coach crap afterwards.
It's a very good way. Actually, a very good way to look at it. Andrew, you confident or?
The team hasn't earned my confidence, so I can't give it to them. However, I can't rule out anything tomorrow with this team, how it plays. We can get 3 points. Sure. We can also draw. We can also lose. You can't give an actual. If you're trying to predict a Chelsea result this season, then and you get it right, you are the world's best gambler, because I think if you're putting a bet on this, you cover everything on this game. You cover all of the results that come out, and that's how you make your money. It'll be interesting. I know we might go through who's available tomorrow and something like that. But to answer your question, yeah, I think we can win. Sure. We've got the talent to win it. Should we win this game? Yeah, we should win this game on paper. But on the grass, we don't play well that much. But I'm hoping. Listen, I've not liked any weekend. Well, not many weekends this season. It's always been spoiled by this team, mostly. But I want to listen. I'll be rooting on the guys, but I hope we win. We get to that 41 points, then we can just jack in the league season and concentrate on the Champions League, man. That's all I'm waiting for. Get me to 41 points, and I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good for the season.
We'll get a 41 points. We don't need to worry about that.
That's good.
So we just concentrate on the Champions League and getting knocked out by Tuchel.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
I mean, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
No.
I mean, I don't know shit.
Huh.
Yeah, we know that.
We do have some breaking news.
What's up?
Kind of. I don't know if you rate Gazzetta dello Sport.
Yes.
Chelsea are willing to include players as part of the deal for Inter Milan's Andre Onana.
Oh, so you mean players like an actual goal? Oh, wait, that's the goalkeeper, right?
Yeah, it is. That was the Ajax goalkeeper that got suspended for taking his wife's fertility drugs.
Were those players include the two goalkeepers we have?
He is bigger than Kepa and has the ball playing skills close to Kepa's. He's very athletic. We were looking at him when he was at Ajax.
Yeah.
Before we,
I liked him when he was at Ajax, but obviously I haven't really paid much attention to him after his fertility scandal thing. So I don't know what he's like now, because being out of the game
be
for
emotional.
a long time, don't want to be emotional. Don't want to be emotional when the fertility drugs.
But I think Inter are fairly good on defense. I haven't watched too much of Inter, and so I can't say how he's played. The few games I've watched him, he's been all right. I mean, he got him through to the next round of the Champions League. So, okay,
Yeah,
and he's a bigger keeper than Kepa, I think, but not by much. I think he's like 6'2" or something like that.
He's more physical. He's not maybe not taller. He's definitely physical. In terms
Right,
of
a little bit more athletic, longer arms.
So coming out for the ball or something like that is a better option than what we currently have at this time. So, but be interesting. I think they might try and swap Mendy for him because he's a goalkeeper to get rid of.
Right.
So because Kepa's still this summer has 2 years left on his contract. Still in this summer happening, because remember he signed a 7-year contract. So.
Yeah. I mean, my only things with these sort of things is swap deals today don't really happen nowadays, because quite frankly it doesn't look, it's hard to put it on the books in terms of transfer. So I don't know whether this will be two separate deals or.
The only difference, Matt, is you're right. Between clubs from different countries, it's very rare. If we were in Italy, we'd be swapping these players no problem, because they do that all the time in Italy. A little bit of a fee and then they swap the player, or someone goes on loan for 2 years. Or something like that. But you're right. Two countries abroad, very rare you have a swap deal. It's very rare like that. It'd be maybe the player included with like 10 million or 15.
And then when it does, i.e. the Pjanic deal looks dodgy.
Exactly. Yeah, you cook the books. Yeah.
Well, what they do is when they call it a swap deal, it'll be we buy Onana for X dollars. They turn around and buy Mendy for X dollars. Because
I think that's what they're going to have to do, because obviously with this whole we've got to sell players thing, we've got to put money on the books as profit. Right. So
I think we're a Mason Mount and one other away from being fined. First of all, they haven't ruled on the first year, the 121 million, if they will make allowances for the time that we couldn't sell anything. There's a 3-month stretch, two or 3 month stretch at the end of the before Bowley bought the club.
Yeah.
So they haven't come to a conclusion on that yet. And then this year's 154 million. And if we can get Mount sold in June, before June 30th, and maybe one more academy player, then there's no problems.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a problem. I think it's a lot of people crying and catastrophizing for no reason, because that's what Chelsea fans do. It's 1 minute it's we're going to break financial fair play. Next minute it's stadium talk. Next minute it's going to be some other crazy rumor of some sort that's going to go crazy.
Do remember
we just like drama. We just like drama.
Yeah, but do remember it. Set him up for 7 million. It will be on the books for 7 million. Doesn't mean we'll get paid 7 million, which is fine. It just has to appear on the book. So
and what you got to remember, it is pure profit, because effectively you have nothing on the book for Mount.
We sold him for £1, it'd be pure profit.
Right.
It
is one of those things that's why the academy's there.
Yeah.
Because you have no red ink on your ledger for these players.
Yeah.
It's all green, and people need to get over this Cobham thing, because the Cobham has produced some very good players. There's very few you would say, I want that person in my squad every day. We had the one in Reece James.
I got a phone call for Chelsea fans. It's pre-2019. It's the academy. Oh, what were we used for? To make profit. There we go. Right. That's what it was used for. Like I said, yeah, he's right. Look at all the clubs around. You have 1-2 a generation. And when I say generation, I mean 10 to 15 years. So they get an actual youth product that goes in and is there for the next 5 to 10 years.
Andrew, young fans like young players. This is what this is. That's what this is. Young people like young people.
because they can relate to them because they're young.
Yeah,
And-
and they watch their social media shit.
Yeah.
They think that by virtue of this parasocial relationship that they know them, and that one day they're going to be friends. That's what this is. You guys laugh.
Yeah.
You guys.
No, he's right.
This happens
He's right.
all
he's
the
right.
fucking time. It's
Yeah.
not
And-
just with athletes. It's with any social media star. These young people think that they know these people. I will tell you right now, these social media stars, these athletes, they don't fucking like you. And they don't want to be your friend. They will never be your friend. You know what? You want to know what they want to do? They want to go home. They want to get massages. They want to take drugs. And they want to sleep with women. This is what they want to do. They don't want to hang with you.
In that order?
Probably all together.
Oh, it's all together. Okay.
Like a
And-
comprehensive thing where
Vegas.
there's like 10 people and they're all just doing their thing. Look, yeah, this is the Cobham thing. Their assets. It is a factory for accumulating, cultivating, creating, and either loaning or selling assets. And then once every blue moon, you get a Reece James. Because guess what? People want to use Mount as an example. Mount is being sold. And he's going to be sold for more than I thought he was going to be sold for. So this idea that the next natural step, once you graduate the academy and you play with the U23s, the next logical step is to play for the first team. No, it is not. No, it is not.
Let me just say something. I'll just patch your Bateman in the chat. Academy's gone downhill. Nope. It's doing exactly what it's been doing for the past.
Still
20
very
years.
good. Still
They're
very good.
Listen, Cobham is a great program. You have to think of these academies as programs. Now, what they do is they give the guys an education, set them up for football, and if they want to continue in football, if they're good enough, they make it at Chelsea. If not, they're set up to go somewhere else, or they may be set up outside of football. That's what it is. You get once or two in a generation. Look at Liverpool. It's been Trent. Man City, it's Foden. Man United, it's Rashford. And at Arsenal, it's Saka, because Martinelli doesn't count because they bought him in. He has not come through their academy.
Yeah, I mean,
And even with Trent has got issues as well.
Oh, look at
Trent.
look at Spurs. Spurs, Harry Kane. That's it.
Yeah,
That's what
but
it is.
Andrew, you look at us, man. Like we can even say Jamal Musiala is a product of Chelsea's academy. Like
Sure.
there are so many
But that-
examples of
yeah,
Chelsea
this-
players becoming great, real players
Exactly.
out of the academy, becoming real players.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is why I'll point that Chelsea have one of the best academies in the world.
I think they have
When
the
you
best.
look, when you look across the Premier League and to a portion across Europe, because there are players that go to Europe as well. How many Chelsea young players are in Premier League teams, first teams, compared to other Man United Academy products, Arsenal Academy products, Tottenham Academy? I don't even think there is Tottenham Academy products. The Academy's useless. But other big teams, there is no. Chelsea, like the market is literally just Chelsea. Majority, and even this is not even counting people like Livramento and Lamptey who were playing well now got injured and took setbacks, which happens to players. But even they're still in around their first teams. There's a lot of players we bring through, and this is the thing. I think there are players that we can look at. Your Reece James is there. There may be a couple, one or two names that people might look and go, they might be a good backup option, but it is a point of these players will go, and even everyone goes. Everyone comes and goes.
Right.
Just because they're in the academy doesn't mean they're going to stay forever and ever and ever.
Yeah. I
And
think we have
when
to
they
make a
do,
better choice of who we're
that's
going
when
to
it
keep.
get worse.
I.e., why, I know there's other things about the Musiala thing, maybe he wants to go back, but maybe have better judgment of who to keep from the academy and move them on. And so, who we did keep, Musiala, Gallagher, not really the same talent level. Do you know what I mean? But try-hard stats are out the water. So, what? It's all good.
Yeah, Josh in the chat. Good old Josh Portnoy.
Portnoy.
To be fair, he might go in the first team once Harry Kane leaves in the summer.
That's Richarlison's spot, bro.
I thought that was so.
Richarlison.
I want to expound upon something that Carlito mentioned here: the relationship between the young fans and the youth. Do you see the same correlation between the pitch owners and the club?
Yes.
Could you expound on that for me, please?
Yeah, they're part of it. Yeah.
Oh, these guys think they're gatekeepers. It's not just the pitch owners; it's the Chelsea Supporters Trust too, and it's influence in title only. Okay, there's no legal a recourse if you betray the ethos of the pitch owners or of the Chelsea Supporters Trust. It is a pseudo title. It is pseudo influence, and it is a pseudo board with pseudo board seats. They don't have any power. They're just symbolic. It's like the Queen of England. She's just symbolic. It's all bullshit.
King now.
Well,
Yeah.
fair enough. But my point is, these guys, they think that they're the gatekeepers. They think that they control if Chelsea can leave Stamford Bridge or not. Chelsea Supporters Trust controls who's going to be on the board, who's going to come in, how they're going to, control gate revenue and everything in between. Oh, the bitching about the firing of the groundskeeper. You guys, pitch owners, Supporters Trust, you're symbolic little groups. You're social clubs that eat biscuits and read Jane Austen novels. You're not actually of any consequence at all. Everything that you've been given, it doesn't exist. It's a fugazi. But you've been told that you matter. You fucking don't.
Yeah.
Not you, Brian. I'm talking to you too. You Chicago jabron. You don't fucking matter either.
Yeah. It's the symbolism means that. Yeah. It's a little bit more symbolic. Obviously, they can can't really build it. We can't really build or like move the name or anything like that.
Andrew. If they want to move, they will move. You watch.
I know, I
them
understand, but what I'm saying is that they have the power to veto that. They have also the keeping the name and everything like that as well.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
the
well, then
issue.
we'll change the name. We went from
No, I'm
Emirates
just
to
saying
Emirates.
that's what it is. So it's like if I don't know what the percentages has to pass a vote for them because normally in one of these groups it's like so much percentage has to pass.
Yeah, but
before
you
they
know
can
what we'll
pass
just do?
it.
You know what we'll do? If we go to a new stadium in a new place that's maybe 100 yards away from this, we'll just call it The Bridge. Instead of Stamford Bridge, we'll just call it The Bridge, and it'll be the same thing. And they can't do shit about it.
Or maybe we just call it. We call it Stamford Bridge. Between the Stam and the Ford, there's a dash.
Now, look,
So it's
my whole
Stamford
point-
Bridge.
No, my whole point is that all these protests, like the one that Carefree Ray did, and then he did another one the week afterwards about getting Potter out. All these guys with their grandstanding, their fake protests, their letters that they draft up, sign this petition, sign that petition. It's all bullshit. And guess what? Bowley and Co. They're gonna carry on and keep on and completely disregard and ignore everything that these fake fan groups are talking about.
I
They
just
don't
think
care.
I know what they could do now to get them to move, be all right with everything. If they went to them, right, we're not going to sack Potter unless you beat all our terms.
Oh, I love it.
They can negotiate that way.
Yeah.
So the Chelsea owners can negotiate that way. We won't sack Potter unless you give us like full control. So
I won't go so inflammatory, but I just think that the Supporters Trust and the pitch owners will have a hard time in court keeping Chelsea's name.
Dog,
They will have
they're
a
talking about a
very-
handshake agreement that happened 120 years ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's going to be a very
Doesn't
hard thing
exist.
if they actually do go to court.
we can call ourselves Up the Chelsea.
Yeah.
We can call ourselves that. That's our new name, Up the Chelsea.
Oh my
No,
God.
Because ourselves Minerals FC.
What people don't understand is all Chelsea, all the owners of this club, I'll just say the owners of this club have to do is they can bring up the fact of the lost revenue and the lost revenue if they're not allowed to move. And then they can turn around and sue the pitch owners and the trust for that lost revenue every year. And that's millions, hundreds of, could come up to $100 million. I don't think the Supporters Trust or the pitch owners have that kind of cash laying around.
Here's a thing that they could go. So you know that club down in North London that doesn't win anything, Spurs? Let's see how much they make just on a match day alone. And
They
show them the
kill
figures
us.
for that.
They kill us.
on
They
revenue.
destroy us. They probably make in a month what we do in a season. Or maybe in 3 months what we do in an entire season.
Yeah, I mean, Andrew,
Something
you're
like
talking about adding 50% more capacity. Like if you went from like 40-ish, which is what we have on a good day, it's a little more, and you go from that to 65, 70. We already make a couple million a game with everything. You're talking, you're millions more, and per month, tens of millions. This is like people don't understand how much revenue each game really brings in. And they don't ever really incorporate that when you're doing a Champions League game. Like if you win Champions League, you get around $85-90 million, right? That does not include gate revenue because that is your own thing that you don't have to report to UEFA. Like it's so much money. And the fact that people are so concerned about a name or a location when it's 100 yards from the bridge. Who cares? Who cares? You guys are way too hung up on tradition. It's ridiculous.
I agree. It's it's a thing.
Oh, dude, by the way, Andrew, guess what? More money, better players. There's my argument right there.
If everyone's so caught up on tradition, they wouldn't have built the West Stand or the Shed or actually the stadium to begin with. We still have a racetrack around the field.
Yeah, we still.
A racetrack. It should have looked like Saratoga.
It's like when someone goes to me, "Oh, I don't like modern technology." I say, "Well, why have you got a bank account? Do you know what I mean? What's the point? Why haven't you got jars under your bed or something like that filled with coins?"
Well,
listen, it's to love the bridge. It's to love the bridge. It's absolutely fine. Just cherish the memories of it. It's called evolving.
Yeah. I mean, to the point to make in terms of move into a stadium, not move into a stadium. So far in the Premier League, the only stadiums that are the original stadiums are Chelsea, Liverpool, and United.
Yeah.
United Stadium is just rotting and falling apart.
Everton as well, right?
Yeah, Everton are in the process.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I mean, people who haven't already planned to move to a new stadium. So it is a natural thing that more often than not, football clubs and most of any level, you look at Wimbledon, you look at clubs like that, are moving to new stadiums to expand and grow. And we do need to expand and grow. If we could have the opportunity to build 80,000 people at Stamford Bridge on the land it's on, I would not have a problem. The Sells Court wouldn't be a discussion because I don't think we're going to get more than 80,000.
Probably not going to get that
anywhere near in the new time set.
There's no need to go over 80.
Yeah, there's no need to go over 80 at the moment at all, unless football goes another big boom, which I don't know how much of a boom it can go. But my point is, if you're only limited to 60,000, which is still below Tottenham and at a relative level of Arsenal, who can, as far as I'm aware, still expand the Emirates should they choose to. It's not worth 1.5 to 2 billion that's going to be spent on it. It's not like we're moving completely away from Stamford Bridge. It is not far at all. I literally walked last night when going to watch the women from Earls Court to Stamford Bridge. It takes 12 minutes to walk. It is in one minute postcode away. It's not far. I see there is more benefits to going to Earls Court. And to be honest, I don't want a 60,000 seat stadium where it is crammed in and there's nothing around it. I like the fact that we will have space, loads of space, and we can do more stuff.
This is a real estate deal. This is a real estate deal.
Yeah, but for example, the Chelsea wall that we have around Stamford Bridge, where you have all the players' pictures and all that on it, we won't be able to have that with the new stadium because there's no space. And we can build a bigger wall. We can build statues. We can do all this sort of stuff that fans want around it. You can't have any Chelsea statue at Stamford Bridge if we build because it's literally, and the walkway is going to be so tight. If we build,
might even have to take down the hotel.
I get the idea. I get the with the regards to the Osgood Ash. I don't know how it was spreaded.
Just the ashes. He's not buried there. But let me just. There's not a body under Stamford Bridge. It is ashes.
But
okay, just.
I'm sure there can be something negotiated where they have. My understanding, it was a section of the pitch.
Were these ashes actually buried in?
Anyway, they could. I'm sure they can make about.
Can I just be honest? If they were spread.
Trump, fuck's sake.
If they were spread, if his ashes were spread, can I just be honest? They might have been washed away.
Yeah, you know how many times the pitch has been pulled up?
Exactly.
Dude, you know how many Londoners have been sprayed at Stamford Bridge? Like hundreds of thousands.
All right, so what I understand is on the penalty spot. So I'm sure there can be an understanding that there can be a little memorial place there, so nothing's built over the top of it.
Did they keep any of them?
Or, excuse me, why don't we just make it to the women's stadium, redevelop it into the women's stadium, Let the women play there. So at least it's still a Chelsea football pitch.
I don't think it's really financially viable though. Because
Why
the
not?
main,
They
We
would,
still-
I think they would sell that land. Jared.
the
That
cost,
land's
the
millions,
cost, yeah,
yeah.
the one they'd want to sell the land. Two, I think the cost to maintain Stamford Bridge for the
But
limited
we have
amount
pi-
of games that
We have
women's
pitch
team
owners.
playing.
They own the pitch.
If they on the pitch,
They own
Jared,
the pitch.
I
Let
gotta
them
say
make
this
it.
though. You know very well
and
about
and
Cowboys
I
Stadium.
also don't think the women supporters really want to go to Stamford Bridge. They
No.
go for the Champions League games and all that, and that's great because we have to. But they like where they are now at Kings Meadow, and they want to build and grow slowly. I reckon the next protocol when women do move is move to Plough Lane, which is 10,000. I think a 42,000 Stamford Bridge is just not big enough week in, week out for the women's game at the moment. And I think they, from the women's side of it, I don't think they will want to do that. So
I got to make this point. Jared, you've been to Cowboy Stadium. It's not just a stadium. It's a city. It's a city. All right. So you're talking about a lot of businesses that will be incorporated within the Bridge experience. It's not just going to be a football stadium.
Yeah.
It is going to be so much more, and it is going to add so much more value to the economy. It is going to be not just a cultural staple anymore, but an economic hub. Okay, there's going to be tons of businesses associated inside of the little city that is going to be built. And on top of all of this, and everybody always needs to keep in mind this. When Matt and I talk to journalists, when Matt and I talk to David Sampson, he brings up shit like this. You always have to keep in mind stuff like this is about real estate. And stuff like this always appreciates in value. This will make the club worth way more than it is right now. And that is the end game for every owner, is that whether it's 10 years from now or 30, eventually, because you have new stadiums like this that are not just a stadium, but a bunch of other shit attached to it, it makes the valuation of the club way higher, because it's their job to not just win, but to also improve the value of the club.
Yeah. And so what you would do is you take your family to the stadium early in the day, go through the Chelsea experience, have a lunch there in one of the many pubs or restaurants, and then you go to the game. There'll be the shop in there. There'll be the Hall of Fame for Chelsea players, or whatever you want to call it. There'll be so much involved in it. It will be a whole day out. And yes, it increases the value of the club, which then helps with the FFP and everything else. And the revenue will be doubled almost in a year.
Plus, I don't know why anyone cares. Stamford Bridge is not even in Chelsea; it's in Fulham. So why does anyone care?
It's not even. Come on, man. It is in Fulham.
we don't even play in Chelsea. We play in Fulham. That's what we
give me a break, man. Give me a break.
But yeah, I mean, I just think we just need to stop having this merry-go-round of, do we go to Stamford Bridge? Do we stay at Stamford Bridge? Blah blah blah. Just let the people make the decision. Because what you got to remember as well, if we are to rebuild Stamford Bridge, people are forgetting that the government want us to completely redo Fulham Broadway as well, because it would be too small for 60,000. So we are saving money of not having to do TFL fucking job for them.
Yeah,
because the government are too low.
Putting a new frigging train
too lazy to do their own stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
redevelop the whole area, because you're right. Because apparently there was a report the other week the other month that we were trying to bid for a piece of land beside Stamford Bridge. And
that's the thing. To get the 60,000 seat stadium, we have to buy a bit of residential land next to Stamford Bridge, which that might
50 million.
That might not even happen. That might not even happen.
That's a
the fact that might not even happen might just make Stamford Bridge. We won't be able to do it. Full stop. So then what we do?
Let's put a bow on this and move on. But I'll leave it at this, because I know I kind of started this whole conversation, but I have to just say, pitch owners, Chelsea supporters group, stop pretending you have power. Okay, if Bowley wants to do what he wants to do, he will do it. All right, so you either accept it or you don't. That's fine. But the enemy of progress is the behavior that you're exuding. And guess what? If you really want what's best for Chelsea, you will accept a new stadium in a new place with more space, so we're not all in some little sardine can. Okay, because that's what it's going to feel like. It'll feel like you're building on top of an old structure because that's exactly what you'd be doing. All right? They need a new place. If you don't like it, I'm sure you'll get over it as soon as you go. All right? Alfred, I got a question for you.
Mhm.
So Fabrizio Romano, in all of his infinite wisdom, he did a little pot stirring this morning. And he misquoted Hazard and then also cut and pasted, Havertz. And he cut and pasted quotes out of context and in different order about when he was asked about Bayern Munich. And he made it sound this morning, because I was up very early, he made it sound like Havertz wants to leave and Havertz wants to go to Bayern, and how can you say no to Bayern? When in reality, Havertz was saying, yeah, Bayern's a great club, but my whole goal was to not play in Germany, but to go abroad, and that's fine. And I respect Tuchel and I respect the club, but I'm happy in London. And then his representatives had to come out afterwards and say, Havertz is in no way, shape, or form looking to leave London. He does not want to leave Chelsea, and he was simply being respectful to the question asked about a club from his home country. Now, Fabrizio Romano had to retract what he had said on his podcast later in the day, which is still early in the day for me. But my question to you is this. Aren't you getting tired of this shit? Aren't you getting tired of Chelsea just getting fucking ragged in the media?
Yeah, it happens. It happens all the friggin' time. You see it so often where something is just completely blown out of proportion. When somebody says something, it'll go all over the place and make it sound like it's 100 times worse than what something actually said. It is actually ridiculous and disgusting. It's putting words in people's mouths, and in some cases, that can get you. It can get players into a lot of trouble. This is the kind of crap where, especially with all the social media and crap that's going on lately, it can make fans turn on players and all that sort of stuff because people will just believe everything, and yeah, it is. It's very annoying, man. I don't believe it, by the way, at all.
No, I don't either.
I mean, I think he would do well there, especially it's Bayern, it's Tuchel, it's in a league where he was very good in. But I'd say he's very happy at Chelsea, and he's in recent times, he's been showing that a bit more often as well. He's been a bit more consistent recently, I would say. So he hasn't been showing that he's not happy.
Well, let me open this up to everybody. Just have a discussion. But there was also a report yesterday where it said Chelsea has the option of either buying Joao Felix or buying Victor Osimhen. They can't have both. And I was on Lawrence's program earlier this week, and we were talking about this. And I had mentioned the only person that I would be okay with replacing Havertz would be Victor Osimhen, but it's also the only way that we would be able to afford it. Because right now, we can't afford it because we've already talked to Atletico about buying Joao. I think that is a done deal. And in order for Osimhen to ever come in, we would have to sell a big fish. And I'm not talking about Mount because we need to sell Mount anyway. But I'm talking about a big fish, and Havertz is that fish. And I just don't see it happening because I think Nkunku coming in, Joao being a permanent deal, I don't think the Osimhen thing is going to happen. And I just feel like this may be them trying to drive up the price or a bidding war with Man United, who very well could buy either him or Harry Kane. I mean, I'll open it up to the floor. Hello, Sadiq. But I'm just curious what you guys think.
Big up, man. Big up. I just want to say hello quickly, innit, man. Man's fasting, but I haven't been on the stream for quite a while. Hope everyone's doing good.
Beer's spilling out nice.
I've got so much work, bro. New job, innit? It's been a nightmare. Lot going on. But regardless, Chelsea back on our screens tomorrow. Just as he's still... I mean, we're going to go back to Carly's question, of course, but just as he's still happy with Potter?
No. I've
Okay.
never been happy with Potter.
Yeah.
Not since the first Dortmund game, so no.
Sorry. Carly, what was the question again, sorry? In terms of...
I mean, like, with Nkunku coming in, with Joao coming in, and it looks like Havertz, although being misreported this morning about Fabrizio that he doesn't want to leave.
That was crazy, by the way.
Like it was like blatantly hyperbole. It was blatant hyperbole, Sadiq. Like he did dashes, he misquoted him, he jumbled over words to make it sound like Havertz is fucking off to Germany. And then he's like, "Oh wait, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that at all."
Like
That's
Lukaku.
crazy. Yeah. And you had Matt DeBono who runs Absolute Chelsea, the aggregator site with like 400,000 people on. He comes out and he's like, Fabrizio just did something incredibly irresponsible by making it sound like Havertz is leaving when it's exact opposite. He was just being nice to Bayern and he doesn't want to leave at all. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be the vanguard of European football journalism, and you're out here saying one of the biggest clubs in the world with one of its biggest players wants to fucking leave. That's insane. When it's like completely false reporting.
You should talk to Ben about that, man.
I'm going to, Sadiq. I'm going to. That is one specific example. I will be bringing up. Matt, mark it down. You, me, and Jess are going to hound. We're going to hound him on that particular incident.
We will. We'll make sure. And Ben will answer it in the best way he can because
he's coming on right after spring break. By the way, just everybody.
It'll be a political answer though. He's not going to go.
Oh no, he's not. Oh yeah, he won't slag off Fabrizio, but I'm sure he'll give us some sort of answer.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's that Fabrizio doesn't run his Twitter. He has a guy that does it, and he's going to throw that guy under the bus.
That's mad.
That's my guess. He'll be getting a new guy to run his Twitter account.
That's mad. That's mad.
You think Fabrizio went to his own HR department or something and said, "This guy, he's got to go"? How can I fire him without being sued?
They all do it, man. It's how many famous people have had a stupid tweet and go, "It's not me. I have a guy that does my account."
Fabrizio Twitter person fired. Here we go.
It's a work experience, guys.
I can think of one former politician that absolutely ran his Twitter account for a while. Just gonna say. All right. So, Jared, do you think we're gonna keep this Havertz thing going? Osimhen, what's the deal, bro?
No, I don't think we're getting Osimhen.
I don't either. See, I think it's a red herring.
I might just throw a name. I might just throw
Tammy.
a name into existence. No, not Tammy. I'm not going all this shit.
Even Tammy said he's not coming back.
I'm not going back to academy rejects. No, I'm talking about someone who's been politely said in the background. Victor Roque from Brazil.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I think if anyone is going to come into the club as a striker, I think that guy's the one. I mean, the only 18, 17, but this is what I mean. It's not something for the now. It's something for the future.
Actually, Matt, it could be something for the near future. I think he plays for Paris.
Yes.
So the two clubs that are highly touting him are one club that has no money and the other has too much. Chelsea and Barcelona. And if you look at some of the wage bill, because I did a little bit of this, like Frankie de Jong is on $730K a week. Sergio Busquets, who shouldn't even be on the team anymore, is on $711K a week. So this is why they're broke. And they buy players they can't afford, and now they certainly can't afford to buy Vitor Roque. And if we really want him, I actually think that we will get him. That is a tremendous shout.
Yeah, and the fact is that obviously you look at it, Vitor Roque is very young. The way Barcelona are going financially, they could be really in the mud in the next few years. Why does he want to go and why, when he gets towards his prime, want to be at a club that's just completely screwed rather than go into a club that's building? I think he would be happy with the project. Of course, he'd like to go Barcelona because of the name, but I think he'd be happy to go here. Plus, would he want to sit behind Lewandowski for the near future?
And Aubameyang.
And Aubameyang is going. Aubameyang is going back, so that opens the door for Barcelona to have a backup striker. That opens the door at Chelsea to have another striker in if Havertz does potentially go or someone goes.
Yeah, but why did you say no to Tammy though? He spoke openly saying you never know.
Tammy has not improved on the things that got him sold in the first place.
So,
but he's been speaking about you never know.
I don't care what he's been speaking about. I care about how good at it. How is he good enough or not? And he's not good enough.
So
I like the lad, but
you don't.
No, I like the lad. I always liked him. I backed him when he was here, but I've always said his hold-up play is not good enough, and it's still not good enough.
Well,
he's not coming back. It's
you want to look at you.
The only reason that this is even a story is because his buyback clause can be activated.
Oh yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only
very
reason
true.
there's a story.
Very
Isn't
true.
it something stupid? The
So
buyback clause.
€1 million.
yeah, we had a buyback clause, and it was like 80 million euro, and we're not buying him back for that.
Yeah, but just as 2 guys in this panel wanted Lukaku back.
I
You
know
have to decide.
Carlino and Matt did, but I'm sorry.
What, back? I don't want Lukaku back.
I didn't say Matt. I said
No,
2
he's
guys.
talking about himself. He's talking about himself.
The guy claimed I wanted Mount. Carlito, I'm coming after you. Legal rights. I'm coming after you for that. You got me.
I mean,
You got
dude,
me-
Sadiq, I've already heard you're applying for a German passport. You got to be with your boy. You got to be with the minerals.
I wonder who's going to support next, because I'm seeing other accounts that support Mount supporting other guys now.
Okay, so I got to ask some questions about Vitor because we're talking about him. How does anybody know anything about him?
Jessica does.
Oh, I know
He's
Jessica
Brazilian.
does. Well, yeah, other than that, what foot is he?
I don't know if they compared him to a former Brazilian player. They usually do that. So
He's left-footed.
Romario.
So he could, and he plays not only striker, but he plays left and right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a forward. He's like all the other
He's
guys.
not your typical striker. He's that forward like
He's a
thing.
forward, which is what I want.
So you could definitely see him coming in and pairing with Madueke on the right in the future. Of course, that would be a great shout because everybody's going with inverted wingers nowadays.
Mhm.
But I don't know when was the last great left-footed striker other than Holland? Before Holland,
Van Persie.
is it Van Persie?
Yeah, that was ages ago.
Yeah,
isn't Lewandowski left-footed?
No.
and he's right-footed.
No.
He might be equally good with both feet, but I believe
Yeah.
he's dominant right foot. So
Vlahovic.
is he left-footed or right-footed?
Yeah, he's left-footed.
You also said
Wait.
great.
Yeah, I was kidding. Bro.
To be fair, there is not many left-footers in the world generally.
I understand that. Even though I'm left-handed, I'm right-footed.
Even though I'm right-handed, I throw a frisbee with my left.
I am a talented left-footer, you know. Chelsea just signed me up.
I'm not left-footed.
But yeah, I think that will probably see a lot more youth come in this summer as academy players get purged, and I want to see the purge, man. I want to see them all go,
Man, purge.
Keep Caldwell, let Chalobah go, let Matson
What did
go.
Chalobah do?
He's not good
He's
enough.
stinky.
He will
he's
never
not
be
good.
good enough to start for Chelsea Football Club.
So Dave,
I
if
didn't
you
even
keep
hear
Chalobah-
Aspi. I heard Chalobah. I didn't hear Aspi. I heard Chalobah.
I said
That's
academy.
mad.
We're talking just about academy. We're not
Oh,
talking-
sorry.
we
It's been a long day.
if we want to say just senior players, because that's a whole nother list. We'll be
Yeah,
here all
we
day.
can do that list if you want to,
The,
but all of them.
the,
I'm
irony,
sorry.
the irony of a man on this panel saying Chalobah is stinky, but backing Kai Havertz is laughable to me. On this, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Absolutely
it's so bad that I
laughable.
contributed to your happiness, Andrew.
No, you put unhappiness. You
To
put
be
You
fair, the
said
whole
laughable, so
Chalobah.
I gave you some giggles.
Hold on,
Yeah,
to be fair on the whole Chalobah thing, his stock is relatively high at the moment, and realistically, if you keep Chalobah, Cole will leave. So it's one or the other, and if you could pick him between the two, I'd rather keep
Are
Cole.
we sure Koulibaly's staying?
Yes.
But even then, Andrew, if we are going to transition to a back four, which is being suggested is the idea, we still need to get rid of someone else.
I know. I understand. I don't. I haven't got the energy to fight this. I agree.
I'm not. This is not me saying Chalobah's a
No.
bad player.
Listen. If he goes, he goes. Whatever. You know what I mean? Colwell's there. Just bring him up. It's another one. If he fails in 2 years, you sell him. Just bring in another one in. Just keep that spot. You just keep rotating to bring in the next whatever. New product. They do well. They do well. If they don't, they go in 18 months to 2 years time anyway. So
I think what people don't understand about the selling of players is Koulibaly was just bought last year. Okay.
Yeah.
It means he's got a lot of red ink still on the books. So you're going to have to get a fair good amount to cover that plus. So where the priority in the beginning of the summer is going to be get rid of those players who can make us the most profit.
I just thought of something. He might be one of those players that we talked about Onana earlier.
Could be. But
Do you
it's
know what I mean?
Chalobah.
He was linked to Inter Milan at the beginning of the season.
I'm just saying. It could be.
Again,
Yeah.
Inter Milan do have money issues, and they're not going to want to put 350 bags on the books.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Where Chalobah's what, 80?
I think his new deal was 80, right, last summer.
And they've been linked with Chalobah as well. And there's been discussions of Mendy. So it's easier to move a Chalobah and make pure profit than it is to move a Koulibaly.
No, I understand.
There's only a few teams in the world that can take on his salary.
No, I agree. Listen, I'm not gonna cry about it. We'll move on. It's the thing. The original bit about Kai Havertz. If they get rid of Mount and Kai Havertz in the summer, build a goddamn statue to Todd Bowley and Nick Barley, because that would be one hell of a summer. Just getting rid of those two, those clowns. Just getting rid of them. I think we need a striker. I would sacrifice Joao Felix for a striker, an actual striker. If you're not getting Osimhen, bring me Ivan Toney. Even with his ban coming up.
You can't do that. They're not going to do it.
I know. Yeah. I'm just pointing out.
I love Ivan Toney, by the way.
If his ban is miniature or nothing, then I'd happily agree. But if his ban is more than 4, 5, 6 months, we can't. We have to wait till after, and maybe wait until after his price goes down and we get him cheaper.
I swear to God, and it will be. But if his ban is longer than what some people get for racist remarks or biting people, I'm going to be pissed, because that is far more.
Well, I mean, let's just look at Joey Barton, for example, who got, I believe, 3 months.
Yeah.
For half of what Ivan Toney's charged with.
Yeah. No, so I understand. As president, they're going to. I'm just saying. But back to this thing. Listen, whatever striker it is, I think you sacrifice Joao Felix, because you've got Nkunku coming in, and I think Nkunku. It's not mad. I think Nkunku is a better player than. I think Nkunku is a better player than Joao Felix in every area. What? He's more physical. He's faster. He's got better touch. He's a better finisher. Creates more. Joao Felix is 2 goals in 10 games. And if this was Mount or Havertz, we'd be getting all over him. And everyone knows this. The hypocrisy with Joao Felix, because he makes a little turn that doesn't get anywhere.
Andrew, nah.
No, I'm serious. He's a good player. No. Let's get this serious. Everyone was going, he did a turn against Everton that didn't go anywhere. And everyone was going, oh, did you see that turn? It didn't go anywhere.
I was fond on you then.
No, but I'm just saying, if he hadn't scored, it's 2 goals in 10 games today. It's not good enough.
Yeah.
He's also been extremely unlucky.
He's been very unlucky.
How has he been unlucky?
He's hit the post bar.
That means he needs to improve his shooting. That's not unlucky. He needs to improve his shooting.
But we haven't seen that from our current players other than him.
I know, but the problem is you give him a pass because the others are crap. No, let's keep the same standard that you'd expect for everyone that's coming in. If he's not doing it, then you need to have it. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but just saying he's not doing it as well.
But he's doing better than the others. The others put together are still nowhere near him.
That's a low bar to go over.
Ironically, you're wrong. He's not done better than Kai Havertz since he's got here. Kai Havertz has done better than him.
So I want to harken back.
No, Kai Havertz is just penalty merchant.
I want to. Hey, goal's a goal.
I think that.
Andrew, my eyebrows are singed off. That is such a sculpture of a take. Okay, you know I love you, and you're bringing a new dynamic to this stream. That is a horrible take. Horrifying take.
Point out what I said that's wrong.
Oh, that Nkunku's better than Joao Felix. No, he's not.
How is he not better than him?
Because Joao Felix is one of the best players in the world.
And so is Nkunku, and he's better than him.
We're going to have to see about that. By the way, Andrew, I'm thrilled that Nkunku is coming. This can't be like some anti-Nkunku.
Oh no, this isn't.
Because I know you're not saying that, and I'm certainly not. I'm thinking everybody here is like, "Fuck yeah, bro, Christopher."
Well, there's no point debating Nkunku versus Felix because Nkunku's coming. He's done.
Yeah, dude.
It's done.
Andrew, I know what you're saying is that you want to bring in a 9, and
if it's a choice between the getting Felix for a 9. I'd rather bring in a 9 at this
What
point.
I'm saying, and this is something that'll shock you, I'm actually cool with Havertz going if we bring in Victor Osimhen. Like Havertz for me would be the casualty of war.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's like, everyone thinks, oh, I'm this Havertz guy. No, I think he's a good player and I like him. That doesn't mean that I like him more than bringing in a 9 that's really, really good for this team. That's what I want. But if it's another 9 that's a question mark, I'm not doing it again, dog. I'm not doing it again. I can't.
So I want to harken back to a report that was out earlier this year that the only way we get a 9 is this, if Havertz leaves.
Yeah.
Now, the only team that can come in and get Havertz out of Chelsea is Real Madrid. That is it. There is no other team that's going to come in for Kai Havertz and pull him out of Chelsea at this point.
Why not Bayern?
Because Bayern don't want him. They've already stated it several times. They do not want him. They don't see him. They don't see him as a Bayern forward.
Yeah, all right, but now Tuchel's coming.
Okay, I want to make this very clear. In Germany, the board signed the players. They'll get some input from the coach, but the board runs the damn team, and they'll bring in who they think they want.
Yeah,
they don't care.
But you don't think it's possible that they might think it would be a good, a good fit with Tuchel there? Knows him already, played with him before, won a Champions League with him. Could probably make him even, a lot better than he was at Chelsea, obviously, because he'd be in a league where he already was before and played quite well, which is why we bought him in the first place. No, you don't reckon there's any chance?
0% chance.
Fair enough.
The only team that's going to come in for him would be Real Madrid, and they need a right winger, by the way.
Yeah, but aren't they chasing Haalands and Mbappes and,
They're Real Madrid. They can do that. They haven't spent a whole lot of money as of late. The last time they splashed a whole lot of cash was Eden Hazard. I mean, Tchouaméni was not, for them, it wasn't very expensive. And plus, a lot of their older players that were on huge salaries, they're now gone. They're now going. Kroos goes this summer. Casemiro's already gone. And there's still some speculation if Mudryk is going to stay another year.
Modric, I mean, they're spending 70 to 80 million a year.
Yeah.
Realistically,
well, the thing is, if they go after,
they're making one big signing and maybe a few free signings, etc., etc. They're not spending that much, so they probably have. But considering Real Madrid make Barcelona style money that they used to back before they've gone broke, but Real Madrid actually spend it well. Yeah, but Patrick, they spent 70 million on Hendricks to come in 2 years. So effectively, yes, that's now, but technically that's a player that's not even going to come in for 2 years. So
plus they've been redesigning the Bernabeu anyway. That's why they're not being spent.
It's already done.
That's what I mean.
Real Madrid have so much money.
No, but that's what I mean. They
got the government
back. Didn't spend a lot because they've been doing that as well. They won't remember they won the league and the Champions League in a rebuild season. You know what I mean? They didn't win it like when they were doing anything. They just won it in a rebuild season.
The only thing Real Madrid are waiting for now is the Super League, so then they can splash a whole lot of cash for that.
Yeah.
So, and Haaland's not going to be a this year signing. His clause didn't kick in until 24, and Benzema will be off the books by then. So, they still don't know if Mbappe is coming into Real Madrid because they got a huge mess over at PSG.
Yep.
And Mbappe is just not looking worth it with the amount the diva he is.
So, and they might think with Haaland and Havertz and Vinny Jr. or I should say the Brazilian Rashford over on the left hand side.
Come on.
No.
So, they'll be set for a long time. Of course, they're also looking at Bellingham this summer. Do they get Bellingham? Or...
Brazilian Rashford.
What? Do you mean this generation's Henderson? What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Hey, dude, come on.
So you're saying the English Henderson, huh?
I thought that was Mount.
What? The English McTominay? Come on.
Oh, the English McTominay.
God.
Guys, Guys, I'm gonna head out quickly. I just want to say hi to you lot, man. I'll
Hey,
be
bless.
tomorrow.
Hey, the dawn of Ramadan. We want you to have peace within your journey, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely,
look.
man.
Be well.
Hey, we're enjoying it, by the way. Your documentation, it's cool. Really cool.
Just don't
Take
put
care,
beans
man.
in anything. Please.
Hey, come on.
No beans, bro. I want to see an English dish with no beans.
No.
Yo, I'm all about the beans. What's wrong with you, Jared? What's
No
wrong with you?
beans.
Hey,
No beans.
Beans are good for the heart. The more you eat,
the more you fart. The more you
What's
fart,
up
the
with
better
that? I
you
don't know.
feel. So eat your beans with every meal.
Take care, man.
Isn't it the magical fruit, Jared?
Well, yeah, that's also one of them.
The more you fuck, the more you eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the Villa game, because obviously
We were pricing.
Yeah, we have a game tomorrow, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey, can I just say this has been a nice, spirited debate. It harkens back to the old First Take days when it was called Cold Pizza on ESPN.
Yep.
This
I
has been a
remember
good
cold
one.
pizza.
Yeah.
First and 10.
This was Skip. I think it was before Stephen A. or Stephen A. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was good.
It was. Yeah.
It was before Stephen A.
I said 9. I said 10. I said 11.
That dude is the biggest
It's
fraud in
my
the world. Talking about
turn.
fake journalists.
It's my turn. Skip's gone off the rocker on Undisputed, by the way. Oh my God.
That's because it's Fox. You can say what you want over there.
How can you be a sports reporter and not know sports?
Well, he's become he actually used to be like a really good reporter for the Dallas.
Look at some of the
Star.
YouTubers.
No, I'm talking about Stephen A.
Oh, same thing. No, they both have become parodies of themselves.
Yeah.
Back
All
to
right,
the
now,
Villa game.
Aston Villa. Let's get it.
Yeah, so I mean, we have got numerous injuries again. Obviously, Chelsea seem to never be without injuries at the moment. So I'm all right. Sterling's not going to play.
Yep.
Mount's not going to start. Pulisic's doubt.
Although I did see training photos of him today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Pulisic
they're in
should be
training, but I don't think they're ready for the match, as far as I'm aware.
But if he's sick, how can he be training?
Matt, I think Pulisic's going to be playing.
I don't know. But maybe Pulisic's fine, but I've heard he's doubtful. But you got Fafana's out, and one more. Who else is out?
Kante.
Silva?
He's not sure of Kante, right? Definitely not
Conte
starting,
is
I don't think.
available. They said Azpilicueta is
Yeah.
out, which is addition by some.
And
Yeah,
Silva as well.
And
Yeah,
Mendy.
so-
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Mendy.
Mendy, I don't even know where Mendy is. Mendy's been out for just.
Dude,
How
I forgot
long?
what he looked like. I forgot how he played.
I know he had a broken finger or something, but
They're not
Yeah,
in a
that's-
rush to bring him back.
He's
That tells
sitting
you
out. It's a
everything.
contract. It's a contract dispute. He's sitting out.
No, they just, hey, we were just gonna wait till you're 100%. Don't
He's
rush
a-
yourself back.
Yeah.
Me-
You tell him it's fine.
Mendy's just sitting on the Mason Mount bench.
Make sure
Yeah.
you can do this, Mendy. If you can do that, then
Yeah.
with 50 times in a row.
I want your finger to say red rum, or you're not getting back in the game.
Which finger was it?
He's burning his accumulated mental health days. What can I say?
Little pinky.
All right, so yeah, Matt, we got some guys up, but none we can't replace.
Yeah, we have adequate replacements in the squad. And here's the thing: if we stay with the back three, I've already had this debate this morning. Everybody's going, put Chalobah on the right. I'm going, no, put Badiashile on the right and put Cucurella on the left and keep Koulibaly in the middle.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
There's no reason to put Chalobah in there when you have
I mean,
Badiashile.
Ben Chilwell's effectively had a week rest thanks to Gareth Southgate.
Cool.
Yeah, and Badiashile has played on the right for us in a back four.
Dude, I'm not worried about it. I'm not
And-
worried about it at all.
And then just so everybody says, you can play a left-footed center back on the right, just like you can play a right-footed center back on the left.
Rudiger.
Yeah, I did it all the time.
I mean, yes, I mean, yeah, it's going to be fine. I mean, you might sacrifice a little bit of ball playing for Badiashile, but that's fine because you've got Koulibaly who can play the ball with his feet. You've got Cucurella who can play and drive the ball out. So it's not a problem that Badiashile maybe might not pass as much, but it will still be good in defence.
Well,
Let's not forget that Everton game. Whose side did that goal happen from? Trevor Chalobah was out of position. You need to answer for those mistakes because he does it all the time.
but I think that Badiashile on the right actually, with the bombing forward that Reece likes to do, I think the left footer on that side would actually play into that.
Yeah, he can cut in. Yeah.
And also switching the play to Chilwell, making runs off the left, because the left-footed the ball would in swing, and so it's an easier ball to get and go forward to the goal. So I don't see any downside to this. Plus, they're playing inverted wingers. Their dominant foot will always be on the inside.
Yeah,
I think we're all in
and to be honest, we all know how Unai Emery likes to play. He likes to play through the middle. He doesn't like wingers. He likes a lot of central attacking players. So it's not
4-4-2,
it's not horrifically difficult to manage as long as we can pack out that midfield, and that's why you need the 3 centre backs to pack out that centre back, stop them getting through.
Yeah, we're gonna funnel them and then push it wide.
And let the wing backs do their thing. Chilwell, Reece James can be very important. The inside forwards can potentially push out. Let the wing backs invert, go inside.
Matt. I mean, our counterattacks are going to be as soon as we win it, get it wide. As soon as we're going to funnel them inwards, where all of our guys are. All right, we're going to absorb any pressure. As soon as we get it, boom, Ben Chilwell, Reece James, play them the ball. That should be your immediate priority.
Exactly, and don't be surprised in this game. I think in this game, if we have the ball for about 10 minutes, then we just carefully surrender the ball, draw back, and then pounce. Obviously, people are not going to like that because people are going to think it's just not controlling the game. But there is a way to, in a controlling way, sit back and pounce.
So they're going to play a 4-2-3-1. What it looks like. I need some tactical analysis from our coach up here. How does a 3-4-3 match up with a 4-2-3-1? Where's the areas?
Strangely, very strangely. Mm-hmm.
Where's the openings?
So the openings would be depending on if they're going to play with wings or outside forwards, because there's a difference. If you're playing in a 4-2-3-1 where your wings are just higher up the field playing outside forwards, then the space is absolutely going to be between the outside back and their wing. Okay? There's going to be probably 50 yards. And that's where Reece James and Ben Chilwell are going to be. That is why I actually don't think, Jared, that they're going to play a 4-2-3-1 because it doesn't match well against what we're doing.
Would a 4-4-2 be the formation you would go to?
I think they're going to match our formation.
You think they're going to go 3-4-3?
Yeah, by the way, if I were them, I would. Yeah, if I were them, I would, because if you don't, then I mean, you're just going to allow us to play to our strengths, because there will be an absence of pressure on Reece James, because they have an outside back, right? We're going to have an outside forward. They have a right wing, they have a left wing or a left forward, right? Yeah, we're going to have an outside center back there too. Reece James is going to be unaccounted for.
I think
it's a bad matchup.
I think we're very well suited to this sort of plan, this sort of football.
Yeah, they would have to match us, or they'd be foolish.
I think they'd get burned more down the left if we do play Cucurella at left center back.
I hear you.
Yeah,
because the mobility over there would be mad.
What I'm saying is our flanks just have an extra player.
And Cucurella and Chilwell can easily just swap with each other.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to do that. But Chilwell can be allowed to play more like a winger with Cucurella in behind him.
Yeah.
To build up play. So you play Chilwell a little higher up on the pitch.
And then Enzo can drop slightly back into that slot to prevent the counter attack. Play a bit more deep line.
It does give him space. It does give him space to move in, because what you're doing is you're drawing players away, because you still have a forward like a Joao Felix or a Christian Pulisic inside of Chilwell, and you play them more centrally and allow Chilwell to actually be the winger. That's what we've been successful, if you haven't watched our last few games, of doing, because Chilwell hit. And I want to say this again: there is no reason to be getting rid of Ben Chilwell. He is the best left back in the Premier League. You don't get rid of the best left back. That's just dumb.
No, you're right. There's no logical reason to get rid of, but if we can't get rid of some players, you know what I mean? There is a situation where suddenly if people want him, stuff like that, he might have to be sold for.
Andrew, don't you think we're making deals right now?
Oh no. Listen, I totally agree. But what I'm saying is, it's like everyone reads the current situation. We know what it's like. But then again, it's a seller's market, isn't it? So you know what I mean. So, like I said to earlier, you get Mount. They want 70 million from Mount. Doesn't mean you get 70 million right away from Mount. It's just on your books at 70 million. You might get 35 for him now. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know, but we can tell the bank, look, we are not promised. What's another word for promised?
The guarantee.
Pledged. We're pledged.
Pledged.
70 million, and guess what? We can use that even if it's not real money yet. We can just use it. It's like credit.
Yeah.
Well, it just goes on your books as a
it's on paper, bro. I mean, it's all that
doesn't have to
matters.
exist. It's accounting.
It's
accounting
all that matters.
Numbers.
Yeah.
So
well, it's in the contract, isn't it? It's a contract. That's what it is.
So it's
a pledge.
Yeah, I think you'll see a lot of activity toward the end of the year. Before the season's up, you might even hear that Mount's been signed someplace. And I'm going to say it's Liverpool, that there is agreement, because if you do move Mount for 70 M's before June 30th, you're pretty much good. You might have to do a Loftus or a Gallagher as well in June. But if you do two of those players, we're golden for FFP.
We're good.
He's wanted by Bayern apparently, which I don't believe personally.
No, he's not going to Bayern.
I think they're just putting two together and making 5 at the moment. The interest may heat up later on, but I don't think it's there now.
No,
who's he going to replace?
Journalism. It's like when
I think if anyone is going to go to Bayern Munich to follow Tuchel, it's Mateo Kovacic,
and he's not going. They've already said that.
Yeah, it's lazy journalism. It's like when Potter signed for us, every Brighton player was for us.
I actually think, even though Jesters doesn't believe it at all, out of any of our players, I think the most likely to go there would be Havertz.
Okay, well.
I'm gonna go against all y'all. I think Mount's going to Bayern Munich, but I mean, Jared and Andrew, it's the lazy journalism. It's the guys pretending that they're agents, and yet spilling all the beans. You got agent hotcakes and sausage, Agent D hot days, saying, "Oh yeah. I know what Julian Nagelsmann's agent's saying. I know what the clubs are saying to his agent. Okay, if you were an agent, you wouldn't be so frivolously and so openly on Twitter explaining all the conversations you've been having with clubs. You're lying, and I know you're lying. Stop doing it."
So apparently Thiago Silva's due back on the 16th of April.
Tasty.
Aspilicueta is due back on the 2nd of April, and then Armando Broja is still out for the season.
The 16th, is that before Madrid or after?
After the first leg.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm okay with our defending in the Champions League. Madrid is Real Madrid. He's watched them a whole lot. I'm just
to be fair. I'm just thinking because obviously we don't have Badia Chile for the Champions League.
Well, it'll be Cucurella, Fofana, and Koulibaly in the middle. If they stay with the back.
How long's Fofana out for?
He'll be back this week. Next week.
He's back this week. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
He trained. He trained this week. He's just there. Grammer's doing his old precautionary whatever.
Yeah, they just want to make sure they won't rush him back.
To be fair, with our injury problems, I don't mind that.
We have cover.
No, not at all.
We have cover. We're good.
But I know a lot of people want to moan at Graham Potter for stuff, but I don't think this is one of them.
I read yesterday, Matt, with the women's game, that he showed up and they were blaming him. He played when they went 2-1 down. It was like,
well, hang on. At least they weren't blaming Bowley, because it's usually Bowley turns up to a women's game and it's his fault.
But then someone pointed out, well, how come they went through in a penalty shootout then?
Yeah, mate.
No, it doesn't matter. They lost in 120 minutes.
Yeah, that now it's down to everyone else. But anyway, shout out to the women's team for providing a fantastic game.
We still sacking Emma Hayes?
No, we're not fucking sacking Emma Hayes.
Okay.
Emma Hayes, lifetime contract, man.
Yeah, you had Matt Ball. He had a couple Guinnesses, couple weekends ago, he starts tweeting, sack Emma Hayes. I'm like, Matt Ball, you got the Twitter fingers going on right now.
This is fraudulent stuff.
That's no worse than people saying Emma Hayes for the
slander.
I was like, Matt, you're going to regret it, man. What about your reputation? What about your
Emma Hayes? Emma Hayes is wonderful. Emma Hayes is wonderful,
but not for the men's team.
Yeah, I rebate Patrick's comment. No, not for the men's team. Emma can stay. Emma can stay where she is and continue building that team.
She's win the Champions League with Chelsea.
Exactly, because that's going to be the team that wins the Champions League, not our men's team. Sorry, Alfred.
Oh, we could do a double this.
Hey.
We could do the double.
So,
I can see it in your eyes, Matt Ball. He's Emma out. It's got a nice ring to it. Emma out.
I've never heard so much bullshit come out of your mouth since you said Havertz is a good player.
Yeah.
So
relax, Skip Bayless.
Relax. I got one more position to talk about. If
that's what she said.
And that would be reverse cowgirl. Yeah.
We call it the wheelbarrow up here in Utah.
If Pulisic is fit to play tomorrow, do you start him or do you start Mudryk?
Both.
Well, how can you start both with Joao Felix and Havertz?
I wouldn't start.
Like
I would. Hold on. I'm gonna switch this. I wouldn't start either.
Okay. Shoot.
I'd start Madueke.
What? Well, shall we get into it, Matt?
I'd let Madueke carry on from the form in international break. Why not? I don't think Mudryk is confident enough yet, and it still needs time to settle in. Well, Madueke's been out for a while. Why not give him a chance?
Well,
while he's hot and fresh on goals at the moment, let's just maybe give him a start.
So
I'm not against Pulisic starting.
Mudryk has to start playing.
I thought Pulisic played well last time out, so I'm not against Pulisic starting, but I would personally start Madueke. But
I think they're going to do that because they're going to put Havertz on the right, and that's why they won't start Madueke.
Oh wow! So Mauricio but Paratici is resigning.
He's stepping back.
Well, he's banned from football, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's stepping back until the outcome of the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, did he do much for Tottenham anyway?
Wasn't he and Conte a package deal?
Yeah, he was there before Conte.
But I mean, he hired him.
Yes.
But he hired Conte, not the other way around.
Spurs have been banned from winning trophies, so why not ban them?
I think they should keep him. I think he's doing the bang up.
Yeah,
he steps down. Oh, breaking news! He officially steps down his role of managing football, pending the outcome of his appeal by virtue of Fabrizio Romano 1 minute ago. There it is.
Yep.
Taking a step back means taking a step down. It is always the same jargon. Per David Sampson.
Yeah.
We want to do the lineup, Matt? I got to head out in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we can quickly go. Do you want me to get the thingy up?
Sure, man. Now. You guys want to do it real quick?
Yes, get your thingy out. Thingy up.
Pause and pause.
We got the lineup.
Unpaused.
You got the double pause then. Back-to-back pauses.
And yet the wheelbarrow comment didn't get a pause. Unbelievable, Andrew.
Oh,
where's that consistency?
I didn't hear that. Sorry, my active listening's not on point.
Oh my God, this guy. I think, as a side note, I think Peter's head is going to explode if Kevin Durant wins a championship with the Phoenix.
Which
Suns.
head?
Both of them.
Okay.
I mean, like Peter will shrink down to a singularity and then implode and then explode. This guy is obsessed with Durant, man. It's awesome. I'm very curious to see how it goes down. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
You guys in the back four?
Sorry.
You got some manky internet.
I'll change the formation when it comes to it.
He's got some America Online circa 1996.
He's on dial-up.
You saw that movie Hackers.
He's on dial. I love that movie Hackers. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
First, when you actually get to see Angelina Jolie's real breast. A few shows.
Or a real face.
That too.
Oh, what a hot take. Dude, Andrew's so spicy, he's on fire, man.
Allegedly.
Tremendous.
That's it. We clear. I saw a legal danger there by saying allegedly.
Right. Oh. Anyway, let's get back into this
You're
lineup.
Windows 95 still. What is this?
So what we doing back three?
On the right.
No, I'm not
back
Windows
is you.
95.
XP.
He's got Netscape.
He's on Facebook. Still had the Facebook.
Give me the Jeopardy.
Koulibaly.
Give me the Jeopardy team. Koulibaly in the middle.
Cool. $2 million. Oh man, this is dreadful.
And
It's
then
on that dial-up network.
by the
Yeah,
time the
Koulibaly.
game starts tomorrow, it'll be up.
Poor.
I'm just going to put Enzo in because you know.
We would have finished the game by now, man. You know what I mean?
Well, he is taking daggers today. Daggers.
The lineup is near.
I think I saw an amateur porn pop up there. I think
Did you
I've
recognize
seen that one.
anybody?
Matt, you've got to replace the hamsters in the wheel, bro. They're not, you know what I mean? They're not battery.
Why are you putting Loftus Cheek in there? That's not going to be Loftus Cheek, bro.
That's a save
Yes,
team.
yes,
That's a
yes.
save team. That's what it is.
I cannot
Right.
believe you thought you'd be slick with this one there, Matty.
Right. What?
Loftus Cheek is the only place Loftus Cheek is going is to Italy.
Yeah. Kova,
Hey,
sure.
calm down.
you call him.
I assume people will compensate.
I'm not the one with the questionable browser history there, man.
Right, so right,
So this-
guys,
this back
let's go.
seven is
Let's
good.
go. Front three.
Okay.
Pulisic, Felix, and Havertz.
What? Carlito.
Felix, Havertz, Mudryk.
Yeah, I
Andrew?
agree.
That's what I want, but I think I agree with Jester. I think it's going to be Pulisic, Felix, and Havertz. Unfortunately,
So I'll put Havertz and Felix in just for the sake of it.
And just for
Put
the record,
Felix
that's,
at
Andrew
striker.
said that's what he wants. Is Havertz up top?
Well,
it's out
actually,
of choices, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh no! Don't put any qualifiers or caveats.
There's
into
no. He doesn't like to play any other strikers, so, or players. No point, you know. But,
So there we go.
oh
There's
wait,
the lineup.
no call for Ziyech. Anyone? Ziyech's not going to.
He won't even be in the
Oh,
squad.
Ziyech is somewhere down here underneath the subspace.
He's on. He's
Out
going
the
to
way.
get everybody's.
He's on the bench. He's on the bench with Mendy. He's on the bench with Mendy and Mount.
What if at the next
Anyway,
away
that
game
is-
they just
that
tell him the wrong? They tell
is
him the
the
wrong
lineup.
time. to
I
the
do
match?
have one question. I do have one question.
Yeah.
Are both Koulibaly and Badiashile celebrating Ramadan?
I think we have more than just those guys. that are
Yes.
Well, I think
Yeah.
those are the only two in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, in the starting lineup, yeah.
Yeah, I know that
As far
Fofana
as
is
I know.
Muslim.
Kante, obviously.
Right.
Kante,
Ziyech,
Ziyech is
Kante.
Muslim.
Ziyech.
I don't know
Mendy.
about. What is Madueke?
No, I think
so.
Madueke is not.
I don't. Maybe I was misinformed there. I think that's
I don't
it.
know.
I think that's it. I know. Like Mudryk is like Orthodox Christian, and so they don't do that.
No. I'm just saying that is that gonna do coaches even put that in their head?
Mourinho
I
didn't.
don't think so. I don't really think so.
I think Tuchel. Didn't they do it last season? They were allowed to break or something during the game.
Well, yeah, they can break it like halftime if the sun goes out.
all Premier League clubs are having breaks
Yeah.
now for fasting.
Right.
But
No.
I mean, you
What
look at
was saying-
Kante. Arguably, Kante plays better when he's in the ram down. He just runs faster. makes them run faster. So I don't think it has as much an effect, especially when these players are used to doing it.
I'm just asking the question because that would be the only thing would come to mind.
Yeah.
If he was
it's a
trying
good
to
question.
protect some players for that.
So Jose Mourinho got in
it
trouble
makes
for
sense.
criticizing players observing Ramadan. This was about 15 years ago.
What I'm not criticizing, I'm just asking.
No. But what I'm saying is that like we've come a long way since then, and coaches just don't. Whether they take it into consideration or not, I mean, it's a physical thing, so I'm sure they do, but they don't say it because you got to be respectful, and there are a lot of Muslim players, and you just have to be respectful of their customs. It's a religious thing, so
I remember Hakeem Olajuwon. During Ramadan, and he used to still ball out.
Yeah, we have Jaylen Brown and Al Horford on Boston. I mean, they do it as well. So
yeah. It's just a quick question because do you have a quick turnaround on Tuesday for Liverpool?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah.
So
listen, if we win tomorrow, we get past 40 points.
Yeah, I think Mount starts on Tuesday. FYI.
I'd be fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. I would do a turnaround. I think you have to, given like injury things. So you bring in like Ruben Loftus-Cheek, stuff like that.
Andrew got contagious internet. Bad.
He plays Havertz every game, so he'll probably start again.
Hey, does Liverpool play tomorrow as well?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Or do they?
No, I thought it was Sunday, Man City.
Then how do we play on Tuesday?
They play Sunday, Tuesday?
No, there's no way.
No, I don't know. I thought it was on Sunday.
No, it's tomorrow. It's the first game of the day. Manchester
I was going to say,
City,
there's got to be like a players' union rule against that, if there is a players' union.
There isn't, but there's a Players Professional Football Association, but I don't think they have power.
They play tomorrow. They play tomorrow.
6:30.
PFA is the players' union. It's the players' union's PFA. They just don't care about them. That's the thing.
Yeah. It's the only union. It's the only union that doesn't give a shit about its workers.
Yeah.
As long as they get their annual fees or whatever from the players or whatever.
Matt, isn't that antithetical to my labor article?
You're in labor?
I wrote a little thing. I got to edit it though. I got to make sure that there's no typos. I kind of wrote it when I was hungover. So, anyways, good stream, fellas.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll finish up here just because Collie has got to go. My internet is just running crazy, and so's Andrew's. So I think we'll leave it here since Jester's the only one.
You caught your internet. Your internet passed it on. That's what happened.
Hey, Jared, tie your shoelaces. I want to see that hat in the background. Yeah, baby, yeah. Buy a fucking
Check out
hat.
www.worldwidechelsea.com/store. Check it out.
Who's making Chelsea great again? Emma Hayes' Blue Ladies. They're making Chelsea great again. Let's go.
I've never celebrated in the stadium like that. Last night.
I bet you were apoplectic. That must have been rad as hell.
I put my jacket on. I was just about to leave, and then the VAR call started being done. I was like, hang on a minute. Is this actually going to go to VAR? Because I didn't think it was a penalty. Everyone else thought it was a penalty. I was like, if out of all the decisions, it wasn't a penalty. But it is what it is. We are going to the semi-final, which is annoyingly on a Saturday. I don't like that because I can't go to the game now. But it is what it is. But thank you to all of you guys for coming on. Jesters, Alfred, Carlito, who's left early and came late, dodgy, useless as usual, and Andrew, of course, for coming on. Make sure you check us out after the game. Straight after the game, we will be doing a review. So check us out and make sure you check out the merch at www.worldwidechelsea.com/store. Up the Chelsea. Let's get a win tomorrow. Peace.
Come on.